believe this is episode 15. We're in our home. We have our stove is in. Listen to the kettle. Hold on, I'll get some tea. Want to get a cup too. This is Stash. I love their fruit teas. Mango, passion fruit, caffeine free, which I need. It's the afternoon. So how's everyone been? I have had some wonderful, sweet followers on Instagram that have also been following the YouTube channel that have said, when are you going to do another update? So my plan was all along to piece together the kitchen progress, and then put it all together and give you an update. And it's been a crazy 4 months since, I guess that was the last video that I posted. New grandbaby came at the end of April. We had sold the house, had a contract on the house, had 1 month. We had 30 days to pack and get everything moved up here and be out on the closing day, which was May 19th. And so it got crazy real fast because we moved in and we were just, like I used to say when we were going through the COVID time and we were in school, and people would say, oh, you're building the plane while it's in the air. That's the visual. That's kind of what we were doing. We moved in and we were climbing over boxes and furniture was everywhere, and it's been a lot to process and to bring everything together. And when we moved in, we didn't have a kitchen, so we had a little makeshift bar. It reminded me of a hotel lobby where you have the little bar, the little counter where you can get your cereal in the packaged cereal, or you can get a donut, or you can have the coffee maker there. So we set up a temporary space there so we could function. Once we got the coffee pot plugged in, that was huge. So it's been a lot. I don't know if I can even update you with every single thing that went on, but all I can do is, what my thought is, my memory is of the day that Tim sent me the video and there was water dripping, and it was over Christmas. And the pipes had frozen and then had thawed out, and there was water coming in the kitchen, and all of this lumber, all this beadboard that you see on the wall here, it was all on the floor, and it was all being rained on. Miraculously, the damage was not at all significant, and there were maybe a few pieces that we had to do a little, work with, scrub and get taken care of. But other than that, that's my thought of how everything, oh my gosh, we're working so hard. But Tim and I were talking today, and we had to run errands, and so we were out and about. And I said, thinking about coming on here to share with you all that, of course, we'll be working on this house project for the rest of our days, is how I say it. But it's like any project I have that's a sewing project, or that's a long project, quilting, making a quilt, or embroidery. I'm doing the alphabet embroidery, and I can maybe sit down for a few minutes and do one letter of the alphabet. And it's beautiful, just that one part, and I know the rest of it is going to be a masterpiece when it's finished. And that's how I feel with each room that we tackle, that we take on, with each project. it's like a letter to that alphabet. We're working at it and getting that finished, and then we can move to the next thing. And the whole point is that it's the journey of it. It's not that we want to hurry up and rush and have a finished, beautiful home that we can show everyone. It's that we love finding things, discovering things, like hidden treasures, and wondering what's the story on that. And so it's those little things that we're enjoying along the way, truly. It's not that it'll be nice when it's finally where we're not thinking, oh, if we can just get this done. We're at that stage right now. Right now, we have completed the kitchen. No, we haven't completed it. What am I saying? we have a pantry to finish out. We have trim to put around the doors. We did finally get our big chill refrigerator in. We had to order like a small one from, I guess it was Home Depot. It was a smaller scale fridge, retro looking, that we knew once we got the big chill in, which was taking long for the order to come in, that we could put that little retro one out into the cabin. And that's where it is now. So that has taken place. We discovered when working with the stove, my new little hot point, well, it's new to me, old hot point, that the burners work. They're perfect. The oven wants to go up to 570 degrees when you want to make some biscuits. So we've got some things to iron out. I have been able to make a blackberry cobbler if I just turn the oven off at a certain point and let it, it's about like how my chamber stove was back at the cottage in Franklin, and it was a gas stove. So anyway, what else? We had to, I don't know if I told you that the farmhouse sink that we had found on eBay, it was shipped here, and in the shipping, wasn't handled real well. And by the time we unboxed it, it was cracked. Porcelain knocked off. We were sick. We just went too sick to our stomach. But thank goodness Tim had a contact and he was able to have it repaired. So that's been amazing. We had to build a cabinet around the sink because it couldn't hang from the wall and it needed to be up. The kitchen windows, I wanted to, my dream was to be able to look out the windows as I'm washing the dishes. And when we started realizing how the bottom of those windows, and then if we put the sink below that, and I'm 5'10", and Tim is almost 6'5", we were gonna be on our knees washing dishes if we had put it to left. So we had to build a cabinet to raise it up, and so it's a little bit up over the low part of the windowsill. But it's perfect height. I don't have to bend over. It doesn't hurt my back. It is so enjoyable to wash the dishes as they come in, and put them in the little vintage drying rack, and have the little kitchen towels. And it really is this life that is causing us to slow down. It's a lot going on. So it sounds like it doesn't match. Like we've got all these things going on, but it is slow living. When I put the kettle on to make the coffee in the French press, that's slow living. You have to stop and wait, or to make a cup of tea. We did get a little retro-looking microwave that it will go, all the electrical things, the coffee maker that we have for the Nespresso, which we love every now and then. The Nespresso machine will go in the pantry, and the microwave will go in the pantry. We might leave the toaster out, we're not sure yet. Those are things that we didn't want in the counter space. We had to really pare down because this hutch we purchased from Preservation Station, which is in Nashville. They have all these reclaimed pieces where they go into old, buildings and old homes, and they salvage pieces. So we've had to pare down and only have what we will use. Don't have excess. So in the meantime, the excess is over in the cabin, hanging out, but we're piecing it all together. So I've rambled on long enough. Goodness gracious, 10 minutes. I am going to piece together some of the snippets of the progress along. I will tell you that the paint we used, Liz Galvin is a resource, let me just tell you. And because there are a blue million shades of white, if you've ever tried to find the perfect white. So this was her suggestion for her farmhouse, for her kitchen, is Sherwin-Williams Pure White. So that's what we have up here. We painted the beadboard. Tim and I had started with paintbrushes, thinking we needed to paint in the beading, and then go back over with a roller brush. And what we discovered is we had done it backwards. The roller brush, the nap with a nap in it, was best if we had done that first and then go back and touch in with paintbrushes. So as we do the laundry room and the bathroom, that's how we will go about that. So let me think if there was anything else. The grates, those old grates, if you've gone back and watched some of the other videos, those grates that we found, they look beautiful and painted white, a crisp white. And we love these old chairs. I had gotten these old chairs at City Farmhouse years ago. Tim had found them there, and we brought them home. A few of them are needing repairs, so I'm down to just one chair around our little oak table. This is the little oak table. Some of you that have been following me a long time, this was my Aunt Marguerite's kitchen table in her farmhouse in Kentucky, and it was where I painted all of the first stories, the 10 stories that year. I was able to produce 10 or 11. The 11th book, yeah, painted all the illustrations for those stories at this table. But we've not had a eat-in kitchen where we gather around the table, and that was important to me. And so we've brought it in here, and in the cabin I have another table that I love that we've had for many years that will serve that purpose. But this, for it to be a farmhouse in Kentucky, where she would sit and she would drink her coffee and watch the birds. And so that's where my heart is. This home, what we're creating here, is a result of many memories, good memories, heartwarming memories. And so we're doing those things here. And I think that's all. Ready for some clips? Here we go. In the last video snippet, we saw Terry on the ladder working on this closet. This will house a microwave, have shelving all up. There's an outlet there so we can put the microwave and shelving for other things. They'll have a wall, something that will divide that space, and then some flooring on the bottom to cover up all of that. So that's the closet that is on this wall that leads out to the kitchen porch. They were able to trim out the kitchen window and prepare for the farm sink that will go right here. And then once the farm sink is set, they will finish out the trim work at the bottom of the window. We have ordered the big chill refrigerator in white, and it will be right in this corner that leads into what will be the laundry room. And we will have a stove over on this wall. Tim will be painting, he'll begin the painting of this wall and this wall, so that by next weekend, this coming weekend, we could have the stove installed and the sink and have running water in the kitchen and be able to cook. So we're excited. We've spent this afternoon sweeping and prepping for the painting tomorrow. So we're getting there.